So June and I have been asked how we handle our long distance relationship, and more than just that, it seems like a lot of people are interested in our relationship in general. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I think there's one quote that kind of represents our relationship pretty well. Most of you have probably heard it, share it on like Facebook or something like that. It's the quote that goes, "We're all a little weird, and life is a little weird. And when we find someone whose weirdness is compatible with ours, we join up with them and fall into mutually satisfying weirdness and call it love." True Love by Robert Fulghum. And I think that quote is pretty representative of our relationship, and by the end of this video I think a lot of you will probably agree with me. So June and I are the type of people who don't need to be in a relationship at all. Like, neither of us have ever actively sought out a relationship except for our relationship with each other. And more than just that, we take relationships really seriously from the very beginning. Neither of us are people who can just see someone on the street and be like, wow, that person's really attractive. We have to have that emotional connection. Like, we don't date around for fun. Neither of us flirt with people. A relationship is just something that's really serious to both of us. And for both of us, even though we had dated before we met each other, we had never really found someone that we were truly attracted to until we met each other. So from the beginning, for our relationship, being that we both take relationships so seriously from the first place, our relationship in particular was pretty much set from the beginning. Like, we knew each other for 5 weeks before June asked me out. And then that very same day that he asked me out, that evening, we were discussing marriage. And I mean, I knew from the very beginning that I wanted to marry him. I knew I wanted to marry him before we even started dating, which is completely crazy. And I agree that that's crazy. And I'm sure most of you will probably be like, wow, you guys are probably just kind of dumb and in love and infatuated and stuff. And maybe you're right, I don't know. But I mean, 3 years later, I just appreciate and love him more every day. So it worked out really well for us, regardless of whether or not we were kind of crazy about it. I mean, it's not like we just, that very first day, it's not like we were just like, hey, let's get married. It was more like a natural discussion. I mean, I'm the type of person who likes to face problems head on and come up with a solution right away, or at least have plans and then backup plans. And I was studying abroad at the time that June and I met, and we both knew that I would have to go home soon. So immediately after we started dating, I knew that something was going to have to happen because I would be leaving in a few months. So June and I were talking that first day we were together, and I brought up this whole situation, and we just knew that if we wanted to be together, we were going to have to commit kind of for the long term. Because if you're in an international relationship, eventually, if you want to be together, one person is going to have to move to the other country. And while you could just kind of hope that you can get a job in the other country and then just kind of work on things, that's a really big step to take, just to be in a casual relationship. So really, if you're that serious about someone, then you're kind of going to have to get married in an international relationship, because that's really the only way that you guys are going to be able to be together in the future. So that's kind of how the conversation came up, and that's how we discussed it. It was more of like a natural progression for how things were really good, realistically how things were going to have to be if we wanted to be together. So I mean, it wasn't just like, hey, let's get married now. So I brought that up with June, and I asked him if that would be something he'd be willing to do, and he said yes. And so kind of from that day on, from our very first day, we both had marriage as the ultimate goal for us. Even though we hadn't necessarily like committed or really asked each other, we both knew that that was what we were aiming for. I asked June to make a clip for this video so that he could talk about it a little bit too, but he was kind of embarrassed. So he said he would do it in the future, but he did have a quote that he said I could use, which was, "If one of my friends had told me that, I would think it was really weird, but because it was with you, I didn't find it weird at all." And I feel the same way. I mean, I never thought I would be in a relationship where I would want to get married so soon, but it just seemed like the right thing for both of us. I mean, I kind of knew from the beginning that he was the person that I wanted to be with. And neither of us believe in like fate or destiny or the one or anything like that. Although if I did, this kind of seems like a situation where it would apply. But we really did just feel like we were supposed to be together from the very beginning. And it turned out that we were pretty much perfectly compatible with all of our values and beliefs and everything, so it worked out really well for both of us. And as I mentioned, we've been together for 3 years now, and while we've been long distance for pretty much that whole time, we have lived together for like 4 sets of 3-month periods, like a 2-month period, a 5-week period, and then I'm going back to visit him in a week, so I'm so excited! I'll get to see him again, and it'll be the first time I've been to Japan in over a year. So I'm super excited about that. We'll be taking lots of videos, so hopefully we'll have some stuff for you guys to see for that. And when we are long distance, we do Skype at least twice a day, every single day. It kind of works out well that our time zones are almost completely opposite, because that means that every day when he's going to sleep, I'm waking up, and vice versa. So it's easier for us to talk at both of those times. And it also works out that he's the first person I can see when I wake up every morning. He actually calls me on Skype to wake me up every day for work. And then he's the last person I see when I go to sleep at night too. So I think that helps in a relationship. So that's kind of why being in a long distance relationship works out so well for us, because neither of us need to be in a relationship in the first place, so there's no threat of like someone coming along and seducing us. We don't go out and party and like flirt with people or get drunk and kiss people. I mean, I know I made that video a while ago where I was drunk, but that is actually the first time in my life I've ever been drunk. And it's the only time so far. So since we knew that we wanted to be with each other so much, we don't have a problem waiting for each other as long as it takes, even though it's difficult being apart. I mean, to me, it doesn't even make sense to break up because of a long distance relationship, because time's going to pass eventually anyway, and there would come that day at some point where we could have been together, and if we break up, then I wouldn't have him now and I wouldn't have him in the future. And why would I even do that? Because eventually we will be able to be together. I mean, it's painful, but I would much rather wait for him as long as necessary than not have him at all. So that's a little bit about our relationship. I hope that satisfied some of your curiosity for now. We'll talk more about how we met and everything in the future at some point. But for now, please look forward to some videos of us together starting next week. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!